Hi everyone. Animating objects that articulate is hard, especially when only a single image of the animated object is available. In this video, we present our CVPR 2021 paper titled Motion Representations for Articulated Animation. Similarly to our prior work, no knowledge about animated objects is used during training. With our novel motion representations, we substantially improve articulated animation. Videos in this slide are produced by this work using just a single image right here. In an unsupervised image animation, when nothing is known about the animated object, there are two key questions to consider. The first one is the appearance representation. The second is the motion representation. Once these two representations are extracted from the source image and the driving video, motions can be applied to the source, producing a new generated video. Pixels or image features are usually used as appearance representation. Defining the motion representation is more complex. There are three major components of the motion representation. The first is due to the changes in the locations of the objects. It can be modeled by movements of key points, denoted as the red point here. The objects change orientation. It is shown here using the red arrow. This can be addressed by predicting local affine transformation around each key point. Finally, objects move and uncover previously unseen content. In painting can efficiently fix such artifacts. Such model was proposed in our prior work, called first-order motion model. There are, however, several issues with how these representations are extracted. For example, when articulated objects are considered, such as human body, the first-order motion model fails to reliably retarget motions leading to Gaussian artifacts in the hand region especially. This means the model is not certain about the motion of the hand. This is due to the fact that key points do not represent parts of the objects. They are mainly detected on object boundary, and therefore key points on different frames do not correspond to each other, causing such Gaussian artifacts. Several examples of wrong correspondences are shown here using red. If we train for more key points, we see that the problem becomes even worse as more edges are detected, and we know from the tracking literature that edges are poorly tracked between frames. Furthermore, the model starts to detect key points on the background. To address these issues, we propose a new framework for extracting motions from videos. We start with a source and a driving frame, which are taken from the same video during training, and pass them to the region predictor. Instead of edges, it detects meaningful object parts. Why? The answer is in how we estimate motion. In this work, we take heat maps corresponding to the same object part, such as torso, for example. We can then estimate principal axis for torso in both source and driving using principal component analysis. Relative motions can then be established by first transforming the source to the whitened reference frame and applying the reference to driving transformation to transform to the driving. We repeat this process for all the regions. This gives us affine transformations for each body part. Note that the affine transformations are directly measured from heat maps and are not regressed as before. To force the region predictor to focus only on the object and free up some capacity of the network, we separately predict the affine motion in the background using the background motion predictor network. Then, the pixel-wise flow predictor combines all this information and generates pixel-wise flow and a confidence map. The source image is then encoded with features warped according to the predicted pixel-wise flow information and multiplied by the confidence map to force in painting in the regions of low confidence. The resulting feature map is then rendered using a decoder network. The whole pipeline is trained using the reconstruction loss only, and doesn't require any other supervision. Such approach substantially improves motion representations. Here, we train 3 models with 5, 10, and 20 regions and compare them with the first-order motion model. The bottom row shows that our method can predict meaningful regions that correspond to body parts. This is advantageous for articulated animation. With our method, hands and other objects' parts are better tracked between frames, resulting into significantly improved animation results. Despite those improved results, a further care should be taken when retargeting motions to objects with different shapes. For example, here, hairstyles differ in the source and in the driving. Straightforward animation using absolute coordinate changes proportions of objects, leading to unsatisfactory results. To tackle this, we propose to animate via disentangled pose and shape. This is done after the main framework is fully trained. We start with the source and the driving in the region space. We pass the source to the shape encoder to extract the shape and only shape information. To extract the driving pose, we manually perturb the driving first and then pass it to the pose encoder. We then combine these two representations using the decoder network that predicts the undistorted driving. These 3 networks are again supervised using only the reconstruction laws. Such method substantially improves the quality of animation for objects with different shapes and styles. We further trained our framework on stickers and compared with our prior work. Our method better preserves object shape, leading to higher quality animation. To further show the advantages of our method, we collected a new high-resolution dataset called TED Talks. First-order motion model fails to correctly track parts of objects in the driving video due to edge-based key points. Our improved motion representations lead to substantially better results. Our work supports a variety of motions, does not depend on initial pose, and renders realistic animations. To know more details about the method, read our paper, visit the project page, and play with our code.